أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ثم الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه الأخيار أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. We are all welcome once again to our النحو الواضح lessons. Inshallah, we continue from where we stopped, which is in the previous lessons. In the previous lesson we learnt about إسناد الأفعال الصحيحة والمعتلة إلى الضمائر البارزة, and specifically إسناد السالم والمحموز والمثال إلى الضمائر. So today we are going to look at this very simple one, إسناد المضعف والأجوف إلى ضمائر الرفع البارزة. So I think we are already familiar with when we talk about مضعف, what it is. When we say al-mudha'af, we mean a fi'l that has shadda in it. Okay, something like qattala is mudha'af, qalla, kalla, jalla, they are all mudha'af because they have shadda in them. Wal ajwaf, and ajwaf is the verb, that three-letter verb that has the middle part being a harf illa. And then also we have the other part. So we are looking at these two when they come into contact with ضمائر الرفع. ضمائر الرفع are the ضمائر, the pronouns that stand in the position of fa'il. Okay, so we are going to look at how these verbs relate with the ضمائر الرفع when they meet, because they have a special way of writing. Okay, it says al-amthila, says شققت التفاح. The verb is شق, شق, without ta marbut, verb. Okay, because we have shaqqatun, which is an apartment, and even that, the meaning still stems from this shaqqa, because shaqqatun is an apartment. You build a house and then you partition it, you categorize it into separate apartments. So every apartment is a shaqqatun. Okay, the word shaqqa means to slice something open, to split asunder. That is also shaqqa. To slice something into parts. That is also shaqqa. So he says shaqaqtu at-tufaha. You know the ضمائر الرفع already. The tau here is the ضمير الرفع. Okay, so he says I sliced open, or I sliced the apple into parts, or I cut the apple into parts. At-tufah is the apple. And then he says shaqaqna at-tufah. So it's the same meaning, but then there will be difference of the ضمائر الرفع. So shaqaqna at-tufah, we cut the apple open into parts. Al-banatu shaqaqna at-tufah. See, shaqaqna here is shaqaqna with a madda, and here shaqaqna. Now shaqaqna here is conjugated to nahnu shaqaqna. We cut the apple into pieces. And then we have here al-banatu shaqaqna. This noon here is showing feminine plural, as you are already aware of. So the girls cut the apple into parts, or into pieces. Al-waladani shaqqa at-tufah. The two boys, they cut the apple into pieces. Al-awladu shaqqu at-tufah. The boys cut the apple open. So here you have the tau dhamma, the noon na al-fa'ilin, the na that refers to the plural fa'il, and then the noon here, noon niswa, the noon that refers to feminine plural. And then here you have alif al-ithnain, the alif of dual, and then you have the waw al-jama'a, all of which are the ضمائر الرفع. And then also when you come to the is mudari, now here is madi, and then when you come here it is mudari. It says tashukkina, yani anti tashukkina tufah, you are cutting the apple into pieces. So here you have the yai here, the yai of tashukkina being the domir al-rafu. The yai is the domir al-rafu. Tashukkani, the two of you, that is the alif still is the domir al-rafu. You two are cutting into pieces. Tashukkuna, you are cutting into pieces, plural. Antum, okay, antum, you are cutting into pieces, you plural. Then we have tashkukna, yani antunna tashkukna. You, feminine plural, you are cutting into pieces. When you have a lot of women cutting something into pieces, you come up on them, say antunna tashkukna at-tufaha. You are cutting the apple into pieces. Same with the command form, shuki, yani auntie shuki. You are telling a lady to cut something. So when you tell your daughter, auntie, min fadliki shuki at-tufah, cut the apple into pieces. Shukka, you are commanding two people to cut into pieces. Shukku, you are commanding a lot of people, plural, masculine. And then ushkukna, you are commanding a lot of female to cut something into pieces. So we have here the al-fi'l al-muda'af, because the verb is shaqqa, it has shadda in it. You see how it comes written when it comes with the ضمائر الرفع. You realize that some part the qaf is separated. The qaf shadda, as I've already explained to you, when you have a verb and there is a shadda in there, the letter taking the shadda, it means that the letter taking the shadda is two. So when you have something like qattala, it means qattala. There is a qaf, there is a ta, another ta, and then lam. And the two ta, we do idgham of them, and then we say qattala. If you have something like fahama, it is faw, ha, and mim. And then we put the two ha together, we give it shadda, it becomes fahama. So when you have any verb, muda'af, it means that the letter that is muda'af is two. When it comes into contact with damir raf'a or ضمائر raf'a, there are times that the pronoun, the letter that is muda'af is separated. So when you look through, you realize shaqaqtu, shaqaqna, and then shukka, here it is one. Shukka, here it is one with the shadda, it is not separated. When you come here, you see that some places it is one, some places it has been partitioned into two. So pay attention to when it is separated. We will come back with the bayan and look at it when we get to the sharh. Here we look at the al-fi'l al-ajwaf. The fi'l al-ajwaf that we are looking at here is the qala, the verb qala. We have qaf and then we have alif, which is harf al-illa in the middle, and then we have lam. Okay, so we call such a verb fi'l ajwaf. Now it says qultu al-haqqa. Realize that be paying attention to the last letter of the qala verb. The qala ends with lam. Be paying attention to the lam. Sometimes the lam will come with a vowel on it. Sometimes the lam will come with sukun. So you see kultu, the lam is sukun. Kulna, the lam is sukun. Albanatu kulna, the lam is sukun. So kultu al-haqq, I said the truth. Kulna al-haqq, we said the truth. Albanatu kulna al-haqq, the girls said the truth. Takulina, you are saying. Takulani, you are saying, you too. Takuluna, you are saying, yani antum takuluna. And then the amr we have kuli, and then kula, and then we have kulu. And then we have here al-waladani qala al-haqqa, the two boys said the truth. Al-awladu qalu al-haqqa, the children said the truth, or the boys said the truth. Anti antunna taqulna al-haqqa, yani you ladies or you women, you say the truth. Qulna al-haqq, you are commanding a lot of women. Qulna al-haqq, say the truth. Okay, so we have the ضمائر الرفع البارزة here are the taw dhamma, the na al-fa'ilin, the nun al-niswa here, and then we have the alif al-ithnain, and then we have the waw al-jama'a. And then when we come to the mudari, we have the yai al-mukhataba al-mu'annatha, the yaw al-mukhataba al-mu'annatha, we have that one too. So let's see the sharh and see how they all react with the how the ضمائر الرفع react with the verb they come into contact with. It says here الأمثلة السابقة تشمل على أفعال مضاعفة وجوفاء وجوفاء. So he says that the previous verbs, they contain af'al mudha'afa and also jawfa. Jawfa is the plural of ajwaf. Okay, the plural of ajwaf. So they contain verbs that are mudha'afa and verbs that are ajwaf. It says بين ماضية ومضارعة, between the madi, mudari, wa amriyatin, and then also amr. So we have the three of them all. It says وقد أسندت فيها الأفعال بأنواعها الثلاثة. And you find in there that وقد أسندت فيها الأفعال بأنواعها الثلاثة إلى كل ضمائر الرفع البارزة التي يمكن أن تتصل بها. So in there, these verbs, the madi, the mudari, and the amr, have been put into contact with ضمائر الرفع البارزة. They've been joined with ضمائر الرفع البارزة التي يمكن أن تتصل بها, which it can come into contact with. The possible ضمائر الرفع it can come into contact with, they've been joined here in the examples. Now let's see how each reacts. It says انظر إذن إلى الأفعال المضاعفة. Look at the أفعال المضاعفة وتأمل شكل الحرف الأخير منها. So you look at the verb. If you have the book in your hands, be looking at the harf, the last harf, which is the qaf. Be paying attention to it. It says وهو القاف الثانية باب وتأمل شكل الحرف الأخير منها. So you are looking at the verb شقة. The last letter is what? Qaf. It says وهو القاف الثانية, and it is the second qaf because the qaf is 2 in this case. It says تجد أنه بعد الإسناد ساكن في بعد الإسناد تجد أنه بعد الإسناد ساكن في بعض الأفعال. You find it being sakin, yani it has skun. The last letter, in some of the isnad, it comes with skun, yani it is sakin. In في بعض الأفعال, in some of the verbs, متحرك في بعضها, and in some of them the qaf has a haraka. Yani you find it having either fatha, dhamma, or kesra. Anyways, it has a haraka. وأنه لا يحدث تغيير في الفعل بالإسناد عندما يكون الحرف الأخير متحركا. And then there is no changes in the verb when the verb is connected to a ضمير الرفع which is متحرك. We will see all those things he's talking about, inshallah. I'll go back to the examples and explain. So he has first told you that in some of the verbs, in some of the connections with the ضمائر الرفع, you find that the verb ending becomes sakin, and in some of their connection, the verb ending becomes mutaharrik. It has a haraka. And then he's telling you that وأنه لا يحدث تغيير في الفعل بالإسناد عندما يكون الحرف الأخير متحركا. Okay, when the last letter is having a vowel, then there is no changes when the isnad is done. Isnad bimana connecting it to the ضمير الرفع. says فإذا كان ساكنا ولا يكون ذلك إلا عند إسناد الفعل إلى ضمائر الرفع المتحركة. Okay, so if the verb ending is sakin, he's saying that فإذا كان ساكنا, if the verb ending is sakin, and ولا يكون ذلك, and that does not happen إلا عند إسناد الفعل إلى ضمائر الرفع المتحرك, unless when you are connecting the verb to a ضمير الرفع that has a vowel ending, that has a vowel, which are التاء, na, والنون, and niswa. Okay, says if you are doing this isnad, you are going to put the verb together with a ضمير الرفع which is either the ta or the na or the nun النسوة. فك الحرف المضاعف وأصبح حرفين. the harf al-muda'af is separated. Fukka. When you say fakka shay, yani separating it. The harf al-muda'af is separated into its independent letters. Wa asbaha harfain, and then it becomes 2 letters. How? Let me go and show you. You have shaqqa. The verb is shaqqa. It is coming into contact with ضمير الرفع البارزة. This one is متحركة. Okay, it has a haraka at the end. Now there are some ضمائر الرفع that are sukun, which is, look at the alif al-ithnain. Alif al-ithnain, when somebody asks you what is its vowel, you don't know, because when I say ذهب, the alif is sukun. شقها, the alif is sukun. Something like this, shakku, the waw here is sukun. Waw al-jama'a is sukun. Okay, so when the verb that is muda'af comes into contact with ضمير الرفع al-mutaharrika, the muda'af is separated. So you find that the verb would end with sukun. So look at shaqaqtu, shaqaqna, shaqaqna. But when we come to the one that is sakin, we say shaqqa and then shakku. So when the damir is having a haraka, the verb ends with sukun. When the damir is not having a haraka, the verb must end with a haraka. Shakku, shakka. Okay. Then it says, وَإِذَا تَأَمَّلْتَ الْأَفْعَالَ الْجَوْفَاء. Now when you look at the أفعال الجوفاء بعد الإسناد, after it has been linked with the ضمير الرفع, رأيت الحرف الأخير من كل فعل ساكنا في بعض الأفعال. When the الفعل الأجوف is also, this إسناد is done, and when it is put into together with the ضمير الرفع, you realize that sometimes the fi'l ends with sukun, sakinan fi ba'd al-af'al, mutaharrikan fi ba'daha, just like the ones we see before. Sometimes it ends with a haraka. وأنه عند تحركه لا يحذف أي حرف من الأفعال عند الإسناد. When the ضمير الرفع is متحركة, there is no, when the ضمير الرفع is sakin, and let's take it this one clearly. وأنه عند تحركه, يعني عند تحرك what حرف الأخير, الحرف الأخير, يعني وأنه عند تحرك الحرف الأخير. Pay attention to this. We have the verb قال here. Now when the قال, the lam is supposed to take a haraka. We do not do what? لا يحذف أي حرف من الأفعال عند الإسناد. We do not do hazf of the harf al-illa. When the lam is supposed to have a haraka, we do not delete the alif, the harf al-illa. In this case, we are talking about qala. Okay. Just وَإِنْدَ سُكُونِهِ, when the lam is supposed to be having sukun, يُحْذَفُ الْحَرْفَ الْمُتَوَسِّطِ minhu, the middle harf is deleted. ويكون ذلك عند إسناده إلى ضمائر الرفع المتحركة, and that happens when the fi'l is put into contact with ضمائر الرفع المتحركة, those that have vowels. Let's look at what he's saying practically. We have قلت الحق. قلت, the verb is supposed to end in sukun because it is coming to get into contact with a ضمير الرفع المتحرك, a ضمير الرفع that has a vowel. So whenever the verb comes into contact with ضمير الرفع that has a vowel, the verb ends with sukun. And so when you have qala and the lam is supposed to have sukun, of course the alif cannot stand. And so you have kultu. We come here kulna because the domir here is also mutaharrika. So we have kulna. We have kulna. So we find the lam ending with sukun in all of these cases. Al-awladu qala. Al-awladu qalu. Why is it that in this case the alif is there? Because the lam is supposed to have a vowel, and so the alif can stand in peace. Now when the lam is having sukun, the alif is omitted. Look at kultu, kulna, kulna. But when we come to qala, the lam is having alif. Qalu, the lam is having dhamma. In that case, the alif stands. When does the lam takes a vowel, and when does the lam not take a vowel? the lam does not take a vowel and it becomes sakin when the ضمير is متحركة, when the ضمير has a vowel. قلت, قلنا, قلنا. But when we come to alif al-ithnain, which is sakin, and then waw al-jama'ah, which is sakin, the lam now takes a vowel. Let's look here. Takulina. The lam is having a vowel, and so the waw is there, and the yai is sakin. Takula, because the domir is sakin, the lam has a vowel, and the harf al-illa is there. Takuluna, the waw al-jama'ah is sakin, the lam is having dhamma, and so the waw is there. And then we have taqulna. Why is it that the lam is having sukun? Because the domir al-raf'i here is mutaharrika. It's mutaharrik. The ضمير الرفع here is mutaharrik. And then also the lam, and so the lam takes sukun, and so the waw, which is the harf al-illa, is omitted. Same happens with kuli, kula, kulu, and then kulna. Okay, let's quickly read the القواعد. It says إذا أسند الفعل المضعف إلى ضمير رفع متحرك فك إدغامه. If the فعل مضاعف is put into contact with a ضمير رفع متحرك, the idgham, where the shadda is opened up into two letters. It says إذا سكن آخر الفعل الأجوف حذف وسطه. If the ending of the fi'l that is called ajwaf, if the ending is having sukun, حذف وسطه, its middle letter is deleted, is omitted. When you have a verb like nama, and you want to say nam, you want to put the command version. The command version should end with sukun. So the harf al-illa will have to go. You have to say nam. You say lam yanam, lam yanam. But normally you say yanamu, yanamu. You say yanamu when the dhamma, when there is a haraka at the ending, then the harf al-illa can show. When the ending is sakin, the harf al-illa has to go. Okay, this is a little bit complicated, but when you relax and pay attention, you get it very easily. Basically, when you have a verb coming into contact with the ضمير الرفع, which is mutaharrik, which has a vowel, the verb ending will be sukun. Like zahabtu, the ba is sukun. Now, when you have the fi'l coming into contact with ضمير الرفع, which is sakin, like alif al-ithnain and waw al-jama'ah and ya al-mukhataba, the verb ending will be mutaharrik. It will have a vowel. Okay, so this ends this particular topic. This is part of the sarfiyat. We've actually deserted the Nahu a bit. The book has actually taken us into surf a bit. Normally when people say let's do surf, and I'm like, it is in levels. You need to do a bit of the Nahu, get it to some extent, and then we pick you into surf gradually. So inshallah, we've started some sarfiyat, as you've seen. Gradually we will be taking them one after the other, and then inshallah we will have much of the surf. Even in the Thanawiya version of this book, we all know what we are doing right now is the Marhalat al-Ibtidaiya. Al-Marhalat al-Ibtidaiya, that is the beginner level. There is the Marhalat al-Thanawiya, the secondary level, which we will look at. Inshallah, our next topic will be إسناد الماضي الناقص إلى ضمائر الرفع البارزة. If you understand very well the previous lesson we've done, you can start reading on this one, and then inshallah we will together study it when we meet again. Have a very good Arabic time. Till we meet again, if you've not subscribed, please do so and like the video, and also do well to share for others to also benefit. Till we meet again, have a very good Arabic time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.